Hello everyone, welcome back to the session. So till now we have learned about React.js frontend and backend with Node.js Express and also everything in the Mern stack individually, right? So today onwards we will do one project which is we are in the final stage. So we will learn the Mern stack project. We can build so many applications. Right now we will do book store application, means nothing, just adding the books which are in the store and deleting the books which are in the store. For example, what is this application is about means if you are means like you are maintaining one library, okay, so in that library you want to make everything whether the book is there or not, and if book is not there, or else if you got any books, new books in the library, that application we will do. We can do that one in live site, so that you can upload the books list, everything what you have, and you can do on-site on cash on delivery or online delivery, everything, or else you can publish that book directly. Those are the few other features, advanced features. So right now we will do CRUD operations for the books, okay, bookstore. So what is the CRUD operations? I have told you before: create, read, update, and delete. So coming to here, we in the HTTP technologies, means HTTP default core modules I have told you, so that it will connect the front end and back end for that what these four operations, CRUD operations, okay. So these what are the CRUD operations and how we will use it, everything in detail I will tell you, so that you will get understand. So let's dive deep into it. Before that I want to know means routes and everything what we have to do. So first of all, create means from the front end I will do post HTTP request, and read means I will use get HTTP request, and after that update means I will put HTTP request, and delete means delete, okay. These are the HTTP request and these are the operations which we'll say. So what we say is CRUD operations, CRUD, or someone will say CRUD, or else someone says CRUD operations, okay. So this is what the connection between front end and back end. So that what I said in the previous classes, like previous sessions, what is that means, from the front end client, how, let me again tell you an example. Let's go with a new one. So what I said, from the there will be a client, and there will be a server, where in the server means backend, and where in this one we will have MongoDB as a like, let me set me clear, okay. So this is a client, and means the customer coming to the hotel, and this is an what we call as API, which is the server role, and here we have two things in the backend, which is server Node.js we are using, and here DB. So this is what we called as backend, and this is called front end. So now this project, what we will do, here the client will send the request. After post request means it will send the server to, this is the data I have, and via API, okay. In the network type we will check the API. Post request we will do it. Once the post request is done, you will done here with the post. First post request, once the data is done, what we will do, it will in the API we will build a API where the server will create coming the data into the DB, so that it will save the data into the DB. So after that, get we will use it. Get means Once it's everything, like for example, uh, how I can say, if you have ordered chicken biryani and veg biryani in the client, means like a customer, what server will do? Server will say that this client, particular client is need chicken biryani and veg biryani. So the server will do go for the DB and grab that and post it, and it will show, it will send it back the response of chicken and mutton biryani, like chicken and veg biryani to the clients, means to the customer. Same like that in the here, where the client will send the request of saving the data. Once it's saved in the DB, the data we can show in the client side, how much data is there in the DB and what is the data, everything in the list we can say. That is how we will show get request there. So for example, after getting the data, the client understood that this is not the thing, I want somewhat add-ons, or else I want to change this one. That is called update. And in that update, we will means it will send again the put request. Here we will send the put request, then in the put request it will send the data which is should be updated or which is should be changed. Means put means nothing but existing data only they will modify, that's it. So here the API will send the put request, with the server have the logic of the put request, existing modified data, then it will be sent into the DB. Then once that DB is done, again it will send into the response with the get, so that it will say okay, everything is fine. After some time, or else after few days, the client will say I don't want this data, means for example I have this one, I don't want this data. Then what will say, they will do it delete request. Okay, delete request they will send it from the client side, the server will use the call the API of delete request from the client, and then they will use the business logic operation what we have given. Then it will remove the DB, sorry, remove the record in the DB, and then it will send again the get. That is how the process will happen. So this is the front end and this is the back end. So that is what the flow we will do it. So we will do step by step from the scratch of creating the server and connecting to the DB. Next we will check the server is checking or not. Once it's checking and everything is one, then we will jump into front end, and in the front end how we will do everything, we will go ahead with that step. So let's go deep dive into it. So here I have bookstore application, means created as an empty folder. Inside this I will create two folders, like front end, and after that I will create another folder, backend. Okay, so inside the backend we got the things. Now inside the backend we have to create the process, what we have to do and how we have to do everything, we will do it. So first of all, in the backend what we'll use, Node.js, right? That's how the process flow will be going. So let's start with the Node.js. Give me a second, I will be back. So let's start with Node. Yeah, let's start with the Node.js. So what in the Node.js what we needed is index.js, where this run the server, package.json and all the things. So let's go with one by one step folder, what to do and everything in detail. So let's create index.js. So index.js, first we have to use cd, let me increase the run, cd backend. So npm hyphen init, means what it will do, you know, means it will create the package.json for the backend. So npm init hyphen y, so it's created the package.json. So once we got package.json, what we will do, we have to do further process whatever we want to do. So for example, now I will need first thing as an type. What is the type we are using? So here I will use the type, here using module. So that is the type we are giving here as a module. Then we are going with the script. I will go step by step process. So start with the script node index.js. After that I'll go with dev. It will do node mon index.js. See, in the what is the use of node mon means whenever there is change in the index.js, it will run automatically server. That is what we will do here. So first of all, let me install few modules, which are the required modules. I will tell you what are the needs or everything. npm install course. Course is browser for browser things. So paste it. So nodemon of course we need install express, that is the Mern main E letter, and I think yeah, and also npm install mongoose. Mongoose is nothing but it's connecting is a core module to connect the server with the MongoDB. Okay, so I think we got an course and also express.js and mongoose and nodemon. So let's go. Dev means it's set the nodemon and it will create the things. So let's go with index.js first. So index.js, first of all I will import express from express. After that I will import mongoose. I will tell you how to do that thing, creating the DB. So import mongoose and import course from course. Okay, first of all let's connect the DB, means create the server. So same process what we have learned, express, then we'll have middleware, so that it will check the purpose for parsing request the body and everything. So parsing the request body, and we will use app.use as here, where it will use express.json. so once we got JSON, app.use is a course. Course means course policies means like it will allow the browsers to do the operations irrespective of any browsers. Like I will tell you in a package issue also, means I'll show you. See, it's nothing but connecting the what we have, the middleware, right? It will use for the like course means it's nothing but it will for allowing the browsers to do the HTTP requests. So that is what with the help of use of course, nothing more than that. So now we have used course, and now let's go with app.get method of /request, and inside that request I will write like request here, so that response, you won't guys get confused. Once we created the server, we will console the request, console.log of request. what is the request, we will console it, and we can return the request. Return response dot status of 234 dot send. Welcome to, for checking password engineering, one stack on to bookstore created by Swhizz Technologies. So this is what we will do. After that, let me close that floor bases and everything. So here is unnecessary, one thing is there, yeah. So this is what we will use for connecting the server. Next we will use, so for now we will do this thing and run npm run dev. So it's starting the server. So we got the server and everything. So let's create we didn't create port, so we don't see the port here. We will create the port in further, how and everything I will tell you. Before that, we have to create a db, means in which db we have to get it, for like that we have to create. Then once we got the db, we will connect the db to the server, so that the operations, everything, the data should be saved. Okay, so first of all, let's create a db. So what this db we are using, mongodb. So here we will use, you can use Atlas, which is in a website, means like a, how Facebook we have, or Netflix online also we have, app also we have, like that MongoDB also we have local desktop and also online, which is called Atlas. So I will do sign in. You can use the try free method with support. So let me log in into my account. I will tell you step by step how to create the DB and everything stuff, and how to connect the DB also. So this is the DB, this is how we will get it. So first of all, we have to create a database. So these are the server, means charges which will be given for company. Most of the, I will use the free version here. I will keep a region of Mumbai only, or else we have different countries regions, but I will keep it in India region. Then I will create it. So what is the name again? Cluster 0. So I will give here name as a books with a password of books. Don't worry, this DB will be created after this tutorial, but you can connect it further. So this is the books and password is books, and I will use create user, which already I have a create user. I will remove it and I will reuse it again. So books and creating the user. See, the path is created. Now nothing more than that, just I will add finish and close. So congratulations setting up access rules. So once the DB is created, we can check the cluster is being created. What is the cluster, means where we are using it, everything. So I have named it as a cluster 0. We can give it as any name like bookstore or book name, like that. So once it's done, you will go with the database. See, this is the cluster, and now it will be connecting. Before connecting, yeah, we will connect it and I will show what is it. So this is the MongoDB drive, how we will connect everything will then. So if you see here, and this one copy, and this is the paste for installing the MongoDB in the server, so which we have done already with the Mongoose. So this is the thing which is connection to our application Node.js. So I will tell you what to do. For now I will keep it here and I will keep it in a comment mode. So before that, make sure this is the secrecy policy. This one and the port number should not be shown for the server or a client while in networking tab and everything. So we will create a one config file here, like config.php js, and once we create a config.js, we will export with a port number which I given, port equal to, let's give as a 6000 for now, and after that for this export constant MongoDB URL equal to. Now we will just copy this, Control X, Control V. So just once remove it. Oh, I think it's not working. Let's uncomment first. So yeah, that is the in string I have kept it. So here you have, this is the cluster 0 which I have created the cluster. Inside that, this is the DB I have created, and what I have, the password I have given here, we have to give this one like books, and we can create a DB name along with that, like for example books store. Okay, that is the here we will give as a name. So that this is an one second, yeah, so this is an config.js. so here, from here we will extract it to the index.js, and we will use that to connecting with the MongoDB, and how we will do it I will show you. So first of all we have to import, we have to extract port comma MongoDB URL from .config.js. so now we got config.js, port and everything. So let's go back here. Now here we will connect mongoose, which is we have imported already here mongoose before, and we will use connect, means connecting the mongoose with the MongoDB URL what we have created it. Then I'm showing dot then, means we are using asynchronous flow function, so that once it's connected I have to do the further process. Dot then, what I have to use, console.log of app connected to the DB. Okay, so server app is connected to the DB. I will use server app connected to the DB for our purpose. Next I will use port to app.listen. It will listen the port, where I will give again port as an first argument, and after that console here, and see whenever there is a change it will changing it. So now consoling, inside that console I will use like console.log of backtick. So because we are dynamically sending it, app is listening to the port dollar templating, and this one, yeah. So now if you see, server is app connected to the DB, and app is listening to the port of 6000. See, this is the 6000 we are getting it, and this is the DB we are doing it. So this is how we will do here. So after that port connections, for example we have given dot then, if it is not, we have to use dot catch also, right? So dot catch, we will just use error inside that error console.log of error. So that's it. So as you can see, it's connected to the port. For example, if you control C and clear it and again npm run dev, it will check it, start the server is connected to the app and app is listening to the port 6000. So this is how we will connect the MongoDB with the data, means like with the database, and how we are starting the server. So till now we are good with this. So for now we can end the session in this tutorial. In the next session we will do it the CRUD operations from the backend, so that how we are creating the CRUD and what are we doing in that. Okay, thank you.